Hey guys, Methanator96 here, and I'm coming at you with, instead of a deck profile, a video that contains a question. And the question is, what decks do you want to see that aren't basically the Dino Rabbit, Wind-Up, and Insectors of this format? I mean, you have the Insectors, the Dino Rabbit, the Wind-Up, the Dark World that top this format, but what are more fun decks that we think we could play that could be at least somewhat competitive against them and have a good matchup for them? So I asked myself this question, and I put a couple cards together for each deck that I'd play, starting with the more competitive ones and moving down the line against some of these more competitive decks that I feel, if built right, can actually beat the deck in general, because I know I've been testing some of these and beating the Dino Rabbits and the Wind-Ups and the Insectors. So, the first deck that I think can do it is definitely Sam's. I know they're in the tier 1 of the format. They're not very high, they're not very well played. I mean, everyone plays them different. You have the Anishis, you have Synchro, you have the beatdown version of them. I mean, they all play a lot alike, but no one is the same. Another one that I see being able to work is Lightsworn variants. Twilight's probably going to become pretty big if you can pull it off to beat the Dino Rabbits. You can get some more competitive stuff. I mean, I have a friend who's building Dino Rabbit, and he's working on it, so I can test against him and stuff. Yeah, so you have your Lightsworns, your Twilight, all the variants from them. And then you have Heroes. Hero has, depending on the version you build, I mean, you have the Masked Hero, Fusion Hero, and Hero Beatdown, and see that Hero Beatdown's played in YCS and stuff, and it does work. I mean, they have a very strong matchup against your Dino Rabbit. You can still play against them with Insectors if you side right, or if you draw the right hand first. And overall, Heroes are just a fun deck to play. They're still as nostalgic as ever. A deck my brother built that has been pretty competitive from what I've seen. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. It's called, from him, D. Eatos Control. It's based off Guardian Eatos, your Macrocosmos, your Dimensional Fissure, and Gemini monsters. It's played with the Gemini Sparks like the Hero Beats, but because with Eatos, when you special summon it, you can't have any monsters in your grave, so he uses the Macro and the D-Fissure to remove them, and pretty much sits there and protects his Macro and his Fissures until basically your opponent can't do anything, gets aggroed out. Another variant I like to see is Yugioh Plant. I've been playing around with this. The good part about these are your opponent never expects them. So if they're built really well, you will have a side against their deck, but they're going to go, what do I side in against yours? And they're going to have to question it, and Yugioh Plant really is one that I've seen that they've had to question, and a lot of the time they don't make the right decisions, so you can win game 1 by playing it with them not knowing how to react, and game 2 winning it off by the end because they just couldn't side anything in against you, and you have your own side deck for them. Another variant I'd like to see is several variants of Stun. I mean, Stun's always reliable. You have your Ryo, which can negate your special summons, so you can get rid of the Logias and stuff. Your Pachipalo gets rid of the Logia. I mean, Dolka can negate it, but, you know, get rid of Dolka pretty easily. Your Rock Stuns, pretty reliable, pretty cheap. And then finally, I think I'd like to see some burn. I mean, even with the lava golems and stuff, because, I mean, you can chain burn, I guess, but that's not what I want to see. I mean, like, I'm going to set a Marshmallow. I'm going to, the next turn, tribute your monsters and have you face off and continue to lose life points because you can't run my Marshmallow over. And then I'm going to, like, Nightmare Wheel you or something. Like, confuse your opponent with a deck they're not used to seeing. I mean, it can work pretty well because they're not used to versing them. So my question for you guys is, what decks would you like to see? So, if you want to leave a comment below and tell me what decks you want to see, and if you have any deck that you want to see that isn't too expensive, I mean, I can try and build it for you and show you my build on it and talk about it and show some of the important combos. So, yeah, I'll be back soon. I'll post my Sam profile, even though it's not done at the moment because I went and traded off my Sams. So I do have most of it again. But, yeah. So rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.